Hello. The last time we met, we used our knowledge of place value, meaning our tens and ones, to compare numbers. Now, when we compare numbers, we decide which number has a greater value or a lesser value, meaning greater meaning it's a larger number, lesser meaning it's a smaller number. And when we were comparing numbers, we introduced you to a special symbol. And those symbols were the comparing symbols, and I like to call them my alligator mouths. So for example, the alligator always eats the larger number. So in the 63 and 36 example, you see that the alligator is going to eat 63 because that is a larger or greater number. Other examples are the alligator would eat 62 over 46 because once again 62 is a greater number. It has 6 tens rather than 4 tens. And the alligator is going to eat 40 over 30 because 40 is a greater number. So to begin this lesson, we are going to do a quick check, and here's how it's going to work. I'm going to show you a comparing statement. Your job is on the side of your box in Edpuzzle, you're going to type the number that the alligator is going to eat, or the greater number. For example, here in 60 and 48, the alligator would eat 60. So I put 60 here, but you will have a little question bank on the side of your screen to type 60. All right, let's get started. First one, which one is the alligator going to eat? 72 or 81? Type your answer in the side. That's right, the alligator will eat 81 because 81 is our greater number. Let's look at another. 94 or 14, which one is the alligator going to eat? That's right, he's going to eat 94 because 94 is the greater number. Let's try another one. Which one is the alligator going to eat? 10 or 25? Type your answer in the side. The alligator is going to eat 25 because once again, 25 is the greater number. Today, we're going to continue to look at place value, and how we're going to do that is we're going to look at our Common Core State Standard, stating that if we're given a 2-digit number, we need to find 10 more or 10 less than that number. And how we're going to do that is we're going to complete the following objective. So repeat after me. I will add and subtract 10 from a 2-digit number. And how we are going to do this is we are going to take part in an activity called plus or minus 10. Now, plus or minus 10 has 3 steps. So first step we need to do is we need to build the number that is given to us using our 10 sticks and our ones units. Step 2, we need to either add or take away 10, depending on what our instructions say. And last but not least, to show we understand our work, we're going to do step 3, and we need to write out the number sentence with the answer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to model all 3 of these steps for you. Your job is to listen real carefully so you can be experts at adding and subtracting 10 from a 2-digit number. Afterwards, you're going to help me complete the steps. So let's take a look at our problem. So you will have a worksheet similar to this in your independent practice section. So it says, build the given number by dragging the tens and ones. Then either add or subtract 10 from the number. Lastly, write out the complete number sentence. All right, and you can see I have my 2 boxes here with my number, my direction, and then my number sentence. Then down below, I also have my groups of tens and my ones unit. So I remember from step number 1 that the first thing I need to do is build the number. And I see right here that my number is 23. Because my number is 23, I need to take 2 tens and 3 ones because 23 has 2 tens. So let's count just to make sure. Ready? 10, 20. So there's my tens place. Now I'm not done because I have to make 3 ones. So I'm going to go to my units and drag 3 ones up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I built my number. That was step number 1. So I have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. Perfect. Step 2 states I need to either add or take away 10. In this case, I see that it's asking me to add a 10. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab another 10 stick and add it to my number. So that was step 2. I added that 10. Now, step 3 is the tricky part. I need to write the number sentence with the answer. So I know we started out with 2 tens. So that's going to be 20. And then we also had 3 ones, which is going to be 3. Just like our number up here, 23. Where a shortcut is you always type the number you're given. Now I added a number. And the number I added was 1 10 stick, or 10. So I'm going to hit plus 10 because I know I added that stick. Now equals, I can count up all my 10s and 1s to figure out my sum. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. So my sum is 33 after adding 10 to 23. So what you just saw me do was the following. So first, you saw that I built my original number, which was 23, using my 10s and my 1s. Then, depending on my directions, I either had to add or take away a 10. And last but not least, I wrote out the number sentence starting with my original number, then either plus or minusing the 10 to get my answer, which I also recorded. Now let's see if we can do one together. So I'm going to move our sticks, our groups of 10. So I have a fresh palette to work with. This is important to do so you don't confuse yourself when you are working on your independent practice and your exit ticket, which I check to make sure that you have a thorough understanding of today's lesson. So I've got 2 more to move. There we go. Okay, so the first thing we see is our number, and our number is 38. In the sidebar, type how many 10 sticks will I need to build 38. Just 10 sticks. How many? 3. Because I see that there are 3 is a 3 in the tens place. So I'm going to go down here and pull up 3 10 sticks. 10, 20, 30. And you can see I have 1, 2, 3. Now, how many ones units am I going to pull up to join my 3 tens? Type that in the corner. That's right, I need 8. So I'm going to pull these up. Count with me as I do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got one more. 8. Perfect. So now you see I have 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So we just did step 1 together where we built the number. Now, on the side, I want you to decide, if I see a minus 10 here, this is going to be a multiple choice question. Am I going to add a 10 stick or take away a 10 stick? Select your answer. That's right, because I see a subtraction sign here, we're going to take a 10 stick away and we're going to put it back. Now, it's time to do our number sentence. So remember, we always start with the number that we know, which is 38. That's what we started out with. Take away, you can see we're taking away 10 equals what? So in the side, once again, type in your answer. What is the difference of 38 take away 10? You should have gotten 28, but let's double check. Ready? 10, 20, and I'll use my finger for this one. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I'm going to type 28. So let me click in here, because this is a text box. And I'm going to do 28. Wow. So together, we just completed our 3 steps of building the number, adding or take away 10, and then writing the number sentence completely with the answer. So before I have you work on your independent work and your exit ticket, let's do a quick check. So I'm going to go back to our slide deck. So what I'm going to do for your quick check is I'm going to show you a number sentence with an incomplete answer. Your job is to type the answer in the corner. So here we go. What is 34 plus 10? So we should have gotten 44. Why? Because when I added 10, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. And then I put them all together, what I just did here, over here. Wow, let's try another one. How about, 34, take away 10. What is the difference? Type it in the corner. We should have gotten 24, because here's my 34, here's the 10. If I take a 10 away, cover it up, I'm left with 2 10s. So that's 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right, let's do another one. How about 81 take away 10? Another takeaway problem. How can I solve that? Type your answer in the side. All right, my answer should be 71. Because you see I have my 8 10s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I take one away, yoink, I'm going to have how many 10s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 10s is 70. The 1 stays the same and I get 71. All right, let's try one more. So here's what you're going to do. 62 plus 10 equals a mystery number. Type your answer in the side. we should have gotten 72. Why? Because if we added 10, I'm going to put another 10 stick over here. And I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens, which is 70, plus our 2 is 72. Wow, great job. So here's what you're going to do. So in your Google Classroom, you are going to complete your independent practice sheet, where once again, the instructions are to build the given number by dragging the tens and ones. Then either add or subtract 10 from the number. Lastly, write out the complete number sentence with the answer, just like what we did in my WeDo. Once you're done with these problems, you're then going to go on to the exit ticket, where you're going to solve these problems by once again dragging, either adding or subtracting, and then you're going to type out your number sentence. Once you are done with your daily work, you are then going to hit turn in so I can see your progress. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me in Plus or Minus 10.